Alright, so welcome everyone. Basically today I'm going to be showing you just how to actually take out a PVC cap from some old PVC piping. And basically I need to use this on another 110mm pipe. So instead of going and buying a new one, I thought let me just harvest this one. And I've done this quite a few times with these things and it always works. The only thing is, a couple of things you'd need to know is, once you take this out, there will be some old glue that has solidified. If you need to get that out and get a tighter fit, you're going to actually need to shave it down so that it can fit tightly again on the next 110mm pipe. The other thing is, the process is very simple, but can be harmful because it does bring off fumes. So it's best to do this outside in a well ventilated area. So what you generally would do is you need to heat this internal, because mine is going into my cap. So this is technically the male and this is a female cap. I have to heat this up. And process generally is quite simple. You're going to take the same glue that you've used and you're going to put a nice wide beam of it inside and you're going to light it on fire. And it will take at least a minute to 2 minutes, most likely 1.5 minutes, to actually get it hot enough so that you can actually pull it apart. But just be careful, because obviously it's fire, it's glue. If that gets onto you, it's going to burn you very badly. So just be very careful with that. The other option you can use is actually a heat gun, if you've got one. Now I've got a heat gun and I've got glue, so I'm going to do it with a heat gun. I prefer doing it that way. But nonetheless, even with the heat gun, there is going to be fumes, so you need to still be outside. All right. And another thing to actually note, you will need some pliers. Okay, the pliers are basically just to grip on the one side once it's malleable, and you will then be able to, shall we say, twist it off. Because pulling it works nicely, but I actually find twisting as well works. But whichever one comes, to your situation, because it might be easier to do it the way I'm saying, or there might be a different way that will suit you better. But the principle is still the same. So I'm just going to pause to reset the angle, and then I'll show you guys how I do it. Okay, so just a quick thing, I've preheated mine just to save time as well. But let me show you the glue as well that I normally have. So it's just a PVC, it's a PVC cementing glue. This is for high pressure, you get different ones as well. But it's what I have on hand, so that's what I would generally use if I didn't have a heat gun. Put a beam inside and then sit on that. Alright, so quickly I'm going to reheat it. It's going to be quite noisy, so just check that into account. So now it should be fine to pull off. As you can see, it's a bit more flexed, and as you can see, because of my angle that I'm doing, I'm having to do the pull away one instead of twisting. So what I could try and show you is the twist. Ooh, I've heated it up too much. My cap is actually bending too, so just be careful of that as well. And it does get very, very hot, eh? It does. And there we have it, flexible. So as you can see, it literally pulled everything nicely out. It's been heated, it's very flexible now. And that's what you're looking for when it comes to actually trying to get it out. If it's not flexible enough, you're going to rip it, and it'll become difficult, especially if you rip it below the mark where it's glued, because then you're going to have to use a hammer with a flat screwdriver to get it out. But in this case, it didn't happen. But just pay attention to that, because too soft means it will rip easy. Just malleable enough so that it bends. As you can see, I tested it by tapping with the top of the heat gun, and it was just about right and came out nicely. As I said, you can see here it's slightly soft as well. Now I've overheated this. I must let this settle and cool down, so it solidifies, so to speak. And yeah, that's basically how you actually get one of these off. A good recommendation, seeing as though you saw me with my hands jumping around, basically it does get so hot, maybe you should use gloves. I'm just a bit of a crazy person when it comes to these things, but I do wear gloves from time to time. But yeah, I just didn't do it this time. So I hope you learned something. I hope it was actually worth your time, and catch you in the next one.